Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. Sorry, there was a glare in the way, so I had to get that cleared through. So, this is my review. Here goes nothing. Bullseye! I'm fighting to the grand of dawn. Yeah. Let's start the review. The night starts off with Vince McMahon announcing, making a big announcement in the ring, announcing that there will be a guest host next week. When I first saw this, I had a feeling it was going to be Justin Bieber. Well, I don't know if it's going to be Justin Bieber. He's going to be busy promoting movies, All-Star Celebrity Games, things like that. I'm hoping he does have time to do this WWE thing. Well, I don't know if he's a huge wrestling fan and whatnot, then yeah, I'll be excited to be there. I mean, I would have took the time to come to Raw and then start hitting up my tours and stuff. I don't know if he's still touring or taking his breaks, his vacation time and whatnot. You never know. So, Vince McMahon claimed that this show was even bigger than the Super Bowl. WrestleMania's going to be bigger than the Super Bowl. I highly doubt that for one reason. This reason is because, if they did more unpredictable stuff like last year, because to be honest, until I see how this WrestleMania goes, I'm gonna say the WrestleMania build-up last year, 2010, was even better. Like with Edge and Batista, Edge having to choose between Undertaker or I don't know which other title holder was there. I don't remember who was the last. Oh yeah, Sheamus. It had even more proper build-up. And I think they did a heck of a better job last year because both title hands changed at the Elimination Chamber. Instead of John Cena, it was Batista, and then Chris Jericho. The Edge made his decision to want to face Chris Jericho, which was way even better, and it was a better build-up. So Vince McMahon claimed, but the Super Bowl, you can't compete with the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl had even more of a proper build-up, and it's always been popular. It's way better than the Pro Bowl. WrestleMania will get more views than the Pro Bowl because the Pro Bowl is a complete disaster. Players just play like they don't give a crap about the Pro Bowl, really. Players play like they didn't even give a crap about the Pro Bowl, which was just utterly sad, and it's just a shame for me to want to spend my time. Luckily, I was at the mall with my brother was in town, so luckily enough, he saved me from this utterly cluster bus, which indeed was. But yeah, WrestleMania will probably beat the Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl's disastrous. I mean, they should be watching the Pro Bowl instead of the Super Bowl if they took it seriously, the Pro Bowl. So the night started off with Randy Orton pulling off his own personal promo, claiming that he's seeking vengeance from CM Punk, which he clearly stated. So now it's the new Nexus feuding with Randy Orton, and so he took out Husky Harris, which indeed he did last week, which was surprising. McGillicuddy Harris were a strong tag team. If Husky Harris recovers and teams with McGillicuddy, they'll make a strong tag team. McGillicuddy Harris could feud with Heath Slater and Gabriel, because they're powerhouse team. Slater and Gabriel more of a high-flying, technical team. So he does seek vengeance from New Nexus, because he did took out Husky Harris after his punt to the head. So, indeed, the whole CM Punk comes out and pulls off a promo claiming that, oh, you ever forgot what you did to me 2.5 years ago when Randy Orton had his new legacy and stuff? When Randy Orton was a heel and CM Punk was a face? Now the tables flip. Now CM Punk's a heel, Randy Orton is a face. And, he apparently claimed the story that, Eve Torres, unfortunately, did interview CM Punk at that time of 2008 of Unforgiven. On top of that, Eve Torres, that's where she started build up. Then eventually soon she became the manager of Prime Time, and they realized that she started build up. But anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about CM Punk. CM Punk did state a confrontation, clear that owes a few. So that his legacy members, with I think Ricky Ortiz and DiBiase Rose, they took out CM Punk. Then his Kofi kickset, I think, was taken out. And then the kick to the face by Randy Orton saying, oh, this is how you make an impact. Which indeed Randy Orton did at that time. So eventually the tables turned because now CM Punk has his Nexus members. And now he's seeking payback for what, Randy Orton did that 2.5 years ago when he cost him his title. So I'm glad they bring it up this feedback, except now they're switching roles. Randy Orton a face and CM Punk a heel. So this is what heels do. They seek vengeance and revenge and payback.
Now you know why I did what I did. And you really are that cold-hearted, calloused individual everybody says you are, aren't you? You really don't care.
Of course he is. He's an anti-hero. I mean, why else would he start pulling something like this? And he's been having that heel gimmick ever since being a face. So, which I think is something new, something brand new. So it doesn't make much of a difference, See what he can pull. So, CM Punk did pull a promo and claim that, he's a cold-hearted and he holds grudges, he never lets go, which indeed he thinks. So, he says, because CM Punk lost his title because of his injury, and then now he's seeking payback by preventing Randy Orton from being WWE Champion, which can pull off a good feud till WrestleMania. But if they did pull off a Fatal 4-Way match at WrestleMania, it would tear the house down with John Cena, Lawler, Punk, Orton, John Cena. Or if it's John Cena, Miz, Punk, and Orton, and if they pull off a good Fatal 4-Way match, that would be a great match. I'm gonna tell you, they could pull off something good like this, but let's just hope they don't have all these kill time matches, indeed. So, moving on, we had Randy Orton now trying to fend off these Nexus attacks, but, luckily enough, Mason Ryan was able to take out Orton. CM Punk comes in, eventually soon, to promote on the mic. So, CM Punk, it looked a little botched, but yeah, Randy Orton actually did punch CM Punk. Eventually the blood started bleeding out, but they let the show run. I mean, that was PG. He did headbutt him again, and then kicked him in the nose again, which indeed blood did come out. But luckily enough, they didn't stop anything. They didn't wipe off all the blood and things like that. It's like, who cares? The show must go on. Which indeed they did let the show go on. And then eventually soon CM Punk nails his go to sleep. Which indeed did put Randy Orton out, indeed. But I don't like how he does his go to sleep. It's like he fades too much. It's like they just fade. It's ridiculous. It's like they could have made it like he falls to the ground immediately. If you feel what I'm saying. So this was just very phenomenal. CM Punk with all these piercing, and look how you have blood coming out. So they didn't stop the show from running. I mean, blood is not that big of a tragedy, So after that, CM Punk, new Nexus beatdown. We have Mason Ryan now having a match, which indeed announced by the general manager that each member of Nexus will take on an Elimination Chamber member, which indeed was announced during commercial break. So that's what we did got indeed. So R-Truth took on Mason Ryan. So which was an okay match. I mean, Mason Ryan gets a good upper hand. R-Truth did a heck of a job turning around the match. And Michael Cole taunted or something. And I forgot to announce that. Oh man, what a botch R-Truth nailed. He botched saying Green Bay, Wisconsin, what's up? What a botch he nailed. It was Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That was a botch. Wow, what a botch. That was the funniest botch right there, man. It's just, I forgot to announce that, but that was just ridiculously, it was botched. You could tell that was a botch. Like, it wasn't even scripted. It wasn't even written for him to say Green Bay, Wisconsin. It was supposed to be Milwaukee, home of the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks are doing awful this season. Luckily, Green Bay saved them. I don't think there's another Milwaukee team. So Mason Ryan did took out R-Truth. But, after a reverse of disqualification, which that happened indeed, they reversed the call. But the match was over, so I don't know why the referee was sticking around. watching him just continue to beat up R-Truth. So, indeed, that did happen. So, CM Punk comes out all pissed off, like, oh, what the heck was that? What was that all about?
What was that? You didn't win the match. I only have one thing to say to you.
So CM Punk winds up smiling, which looked kind of obvious, and then he announces all his other team members to take out and injure them. He speaks in another language, Mason Ryan, which he did indeed. So we got a 6 tag team matchup, which Tamina is now a face instead of a heel, and now she promoted her face turn. Indeed, she did. So we get a 6 tag team matchup, and then after that we get Melina, who's now a new heel. Which is Melina's getting a good build up as a heel in my opinion. I think she's doing a heck of a job with her new silent heel, or now she's promoting a new heel. But now she's on her own. Now she's on her own. Well, now she's with the Divas, and now Melina's teaming up with 2 new fresh heels, the Bella Twins, which is just phenomenal. But now Bella Twins, as indeed they are feuding with Gail Kim, which promotes a build up for promotes a heel turn for the feud for the Gail Kim, but which the feud's going phenomenal. But with Daniel Bryan thrown in there, they promoted a heel turn for the Bellas, so that's why they threw Gail Kim in there to show them kissing, which is a good build up. So Natalia commentates ringside. Her commentating is actually good. I'm surprised they say she was boring and things like that. It's like I have to say, what I heard from Jay Barty's review, I'm sorry to throw him in there, but he said that Eve Torres is 20 times better than Natalia. How dramatic was that? He could say 5 times or 10 times, but oh well. I say she's 5 times better than Natalia on personality, but real life, yeah. I mean, Eve Torres has a huge fighting background, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing. Everybody learns that stuff, of course. So moving on, the Bella Twins get a huge upper hand. Gail Kim, which indeed is pushing the feud farther, which the feud is completely, I think it's personally going well, but it's glad they're in the match now instead of just continue to beat the crap out of each other. The referee continues to break it up. Since Gailita's, the stable broke up because Melita's heel turn, they still pull off a heck of a match, Melita versus Gail Kim, which is just going off fairly well, to say the least. Apparently Melina, still trying to get that submission hold, which she did was just phenomenal. Apparently, man, it played off fairly well. This match did play off very well. Gail Kim actually did very incredible. I mean, there were less botches in that match, which indeed did happen. So eventually, soon we get Eve Torres, who pulls off a huge upper hand. I don't know what Tamina did in the match. I mean, I don't even know if she got tagged in, to be honest. I mean, it's surprising Tamina didn't really get tagged in. But she's playing a good face now, which surprisingly is. Hopefully if the Usos turn face, they can promote a good face turn, which indeed did happen. So, I don't think Eve Torres got tagged in. Eve Torres nails her finishing move, which pulls off the win for Eve Torres. So Natalia just claims that, next week she's going to fight Eve Torres, and they just, I forgot what they said, but they said some hilarious stuff. I mean, Natalia was just, more of a more aggressive personality. Like, yeah, I mean, she's very played and stuff, but I think she's very good with action and personality. I mean, she doesn't really need a gimmick to prove she's a good wrestler. So, that's what I think, because, I've been hearing she has no charisma. Maybe in real life, I don't know if she has charisma, but, as a heel, she kind of just saw herself good as a heel, to say the least. What a good match. Melina's just completely weird. Looks like there's a person there on the roof, because somebody told me who that guy's standing on the roof. But I heard this, it may be the Undertaker coming back to do this Johnny Cash, There Ain't No Grave. And you say, it's going to be predictable, and it's just the Undertaker. Which indeed probably is the Undertaker, indeed. They think Sting is coming. I don't think Sting's going to come to WWE. Like, for real? Sting coming to WWE? He never comes to WWE. Why would he come to WWE? I mean, Sting coming to WWE, I mean, he never stepped in. I don't think he didn't even step in during the WCW versus WWF feud when I started watching wrestling. It was around that time when Shane bought WCW, which indeed was a very good feud. I actually personally enjoyed it. But, well, if he does come to WWE, I'll be surprised. But for now, that's what I'm sticking with. So yeah, they show pictures of Aaron Rodgers and AJ Hawk winning the Super Bowl, which indeed was just very phenomenal, and it was great. It started off on a good note. So so Jerry Lawler did wear his King's card hat, which T-shirt, which indeed was shown where it was apparently. So after that, we get McGillicuddy versus John Morrison. Very good match so far, but it's just. The thing was ridiculous is that, McGillicuddy is just trying to beat the crap out of John Morrison, which indeed did happen, and it did play off very well. McGillicuddy is a great wrestler. I think he is selling the matches very well. It looked a little botched, quite frankly, but, oh, dang, that was just a heck of an impact of the match right there. It's funny that, oh man, McGillicuddy just trying to put injury, oh man. This new Nexus is quite refreshing. And it's funny, like David Otunga, the lone original member of the group. I can't wait for Skip Sheffield to come back. Indeed, I heard he may come back in March because it's supposed to be like a 6 to 8 month injury. I think 6 to 7 months. So, but luckily enough, John Morrison survives eventually soon after all this brutal pain. He did nail his flying kick, his springboard kick, and then he nails his sharpshooter, which was just a phenomenal sharpshooter, which was just hilarious. Because like the Samario says, Holly sticking Lunya! Finally nails the sharpshooter perfectly. 2.8. What a phenomenal Starship Pain. I mean, with two people, like with Morrison and Cena and Sheamus on top of each other, and then, Cena on top of Sheamus with the STFU, and then John Morrison does his flip. Looked a little botched, but he did caught it with the elbow, which fairly enough did play well, but this is even better. What an incredible, phenomenal win. My back's bothering me so much. So yeah, which indeed was phenomenal. So what a good win for Morrison. He did play off very well. And then CM Punk, John Morrison turns around, did it. Oh! I think he's trying to do another grudge again, which practically what Morrison probably did to CM Punk when ECW was around at the time. So now CM Punk's trying to turn the tables on also Morrison. Face John Morrison against heel CM Punk, which indeed was just phenomenal. This was just very surprising. CM Punk spraying on Morrison, which was uncalled for. Trying to injure people before the Elimination Chamber starts, which is just indeed crazy. So, moving on from that, after commercial break, we had The Miz congratulating Jerry Lawler, which indeed was an okay promo. After earlier tonight, CM Punk sprays Morrison. But The Miz is actually getting good heat as a WWE champion, so I think this is why he's now WWE champion. I mean, his mic skills are very good, in my opinion, is very good, because, he can actually build off heat on feuds like with Jerry Lawler, saying Miz is awful, like The Miz is getting some great build-up, saying Miz is awful and other things, so Miz has been feuding with main eventers like Cena despite getting buried, Randy Orton, so apparently he did got so much proper build-up. So, here comes the King, Jerry Lawler, indeed in the ring. So, he comes in the ring. So, Riley leaves the ring, the Miz's boyfriend, or valet, as they call it. So Miz wasn't congratulating Jerry Lawler, but he claims that they marry each other. Because Jerry Lawler was like the Miz, because I remember I saw him in a match with the guy with the jock on his face. Jerry Lawler was a heel at that time. The match did play off very well. He pulled off an upsetting win. Jerry Lawler actually played a phenomenal heel at that time, which was even better. And he was, I think, was Intercontinental Champion or USA Champion, I think. So, Indeed, that did happen. He says that, oh, he's a mirror of Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler says, oh, he's not a mirror, he's an original. Which was a similar promo with Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels, come to think of it, because, it's kind of odd that they did something similar, except they didn't show flicks in, clips and stuff from olden eras, where Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels had a feud, which the feud in 2008 was, I think, even better. Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels. But even though I did like Y2J as a heel, as Y2J heel, which was just, Chris Jericho is just incredible. It's just like Melita. I did like Chris Jericho then. So,
everyone would stop what they were doing and they would listen. They would listen. Jerry, I've never admitted this to anyone before, but in some way, I've patterned my career after yours.
that was a great promo. So after that, so he claims that Jerry Lawler was WWE champion. He was on talk shows. He was on tons of things, and you know he's like on tour. He's been busy. That's what he claims himself, which was just oddly hilarious, personally, from my opinion. And then Jerry Lawler, I forgot what he says. He says the Miz is awful, and that's when with all these promos, the talk starts to heat up. There's obviously gonna be a piss throw. I can really see myself with a haircut like that. The Miz does have an okay haircut, but the mohawk was, I think, was a little impressive. It's almost like mine a little bit, if you come to think of it. But yeah, so that's how it turns off. He says, I'm the Miz, and he's awful. So Miz claims that Jerry Lawler is a cheap shot sucker, because he threw a cheap shot sucker punch on DiBiase. So that's what he claims to see. He says, I'm the Miz, and I'm awful, which indeed the Miz did pull off his promo. That was just actually classic. So it starts building up. The Miz tries to throw a cheap shot, which indeed it did heat up. And then, whoop! Oh, what a sucker punch. The Miz's valet, Alex Bryan, tries to come in. DiBiase comes in, then Danny Bryan comes in. Michael Cole screams that, oh, there's going to be a tag team match going on, which indeed did happen, and it did start right now. Danny Bryan gets an upper hand on DiBiase. Personally, DiBiase has been the most underused wrestler so far. I mean, yeah, he may not have the charisma, but he did have a cool gimmick with the $1 Million Man. And ever since they dropped the $1 Million title from him, ever since Goldust gave it back to his father tried to give it back to his son, he turns it down, decides to get the United States champion. Man, if he was the United States champion, DiBiase would get the best build-up. But, you know, hopefully that is to happen sooner than later. They gotta continue building him up, but I don't think he should be fired, really. So, DiBiase winds up, pulling up an upper hand on the Miz. Indeed, that did happen. And then, whoop! Daniel Bryan and the Miz pull off a great fight. And the Miz said, oh, who's champion? Because Miz is WWE champion. Daniel Bryan, United States champion. Which indeed, the Miz and Daniel Bryan, you know, did have a long heated feud throughout NXT and all the way till now, which has been the greatest feud so far. The Miz actually did look good against Daniel Bryan. It looked like he proved to be a great wrestler. The Miz's valet, Alex Riley, joining ringside commentator. And oh my god, what a phenomenal match was that. He said you're nothing, and Daniel Bryan nails his drop kick. He was just very phenomenal in the ring. And then the end began to build up when Miz got thrown out the ring and they dove. And then Jerry Lawler was able to nail his finishing move. Oh. Indeed, he nails his finishing move. Was just the biggest punch. I thought it was a shoulder punch. But yeah, that looked kind of weird. That's a weird finishing move for a 61-year-old man. But he still looks great as a 61-year-old man, for my opinion. It still looks phenomenal, just like Ric Flair. I mean, Vince McMahon wrestled at 65 years old. He looks ridiculously ripped. So he can still wrestle at 65 years old. He can wrestle probably at 66 right now because he's going to be 66 this year. Or he was actually 64. 64 years old. Bret Hart and Vince McMahon. It was just two grandfathers wrestling, which was just oddly hilarious. So after that match, when Alex Bryan makes a comment, Sheamus walks out, and Josh Bradley makes an interview that Mark Henry should be in the Elimination Chamber. Sheamus doesn't deserve it. Sheamus does a comment like, oh, it's a pie cake eating contest. He would win that, but not in a chamber. And then David Otunga and Sheamus actually winds up getting a match, which indeed was interrupted, which Mark Henry comes out and seeks retribution, which indeed Mark Henry did, Sheamus did nail off Mark Henry at the beginning, which was just slightly impressive. Sheamus tries to attack Otunga, which indeed got him distracted and give him enough time to build endurance, which indeed Sheamus did miss the bro kick. And then, Mark Henry winds up seeking retribution after what his comments said, and nails him 2 strongest slams. 2 world's strongest slams, which was just very phenomenal. The second one, he got even more build-up, which was just incredible. Incredible world's strongest slam. Was able to take out Sheamus after his comments. But Sheamus, was a great WWE champion. He had great build-up when he debuted to Raw. After leaving ECW, he jumped to Raw, was getting all this great build-up on Raw. He was even stronger on Raw, Sheamus, which is just phenomenal. I think he does earn to be WWE Champion WrestleMania, but they may build up that rematch feud again, Triple H and Sheamus. Sheamus is just being in a phenomenal build-up. So Mark Henry gets some payback for after his comments, and David Otunga stands up over there like he did something. CM Punk, everyone knew that CM Punk didn't do anything. So, indeed we get Alberto Del Rio versus Santino Marella, which was an okay match. Santino Marella actually did look impressive in the ring, especially as an entertainer, but he's not a jobber. He is a jobber, but he's not just getting squash in squash matches. This match wasn't a squash match. It turned out, Alberto Del Rio the match actually did start it. And, Santino actually did look great in the ring. And personally, I think he did look great in the ring. Alberto Del Rio actually did look impressive, which indeed he did. So Santino's been playing a great face so far, ever since his almost a year run as a heel. Oh my word. And Alberto Del Rio just looked very phenomenal in the ring. Alberto Del Rio and Shite and Santino. Oh man, what a kick in the arm. Alberto Del Rio using a lot of his upper hand. And, this match was actually very great, like I said before. And, Alberto Del Rio pulled off a good upper hand. I think he did look great in the ring, even though Alberto Del Rio is a huge armbar. He countered the Cobra, which was just, it was just very stupid. The whole Cobra thing with the... I thought he was going to grab the Cobra and then twist it to an armbar. And then Alberto Del Rio gets the win after the armbar. Santino winds up tapping out, which promotes him to win, indeed, right there. So, Alberto Del Rio does look phenomenal. The armbar actually looks very believable. I don't know why people think the armbar looks weak. Like, it's kind of ridiculous how people think that armbar looks weak right there. And, I don't think it's true. So, Alberto Del Rio pulled off a phenomenal win, in my opinion, which was just a good win. Good match, but it was just, Santino Marella, I think, is improving in the ring a lot. He's really improving in the ring, personally. So, after that, after John Cena's promo, we get Edge and Dolph Ziggler, which is promoted and building up for SmackDown. So Dolph Ziggler's getting the push, but I think it's because of Vicky Guerrero, as Vicky Guerrero is the special referee. So, indeed, that's what we got, apparently. Then after that, Vicky Guerrero and Ziggler comes out. Vicky and Ziggler comes out, and Vicky does her excuse me routine, which was just, quite hysterical. So, Dolph Ziggler comes out, and Vicky claims that, he'll be World Heavyweight Champion. John Cena comes out and just clears house, because the crowd was just completely nuts. The crowd was just nuts. They were just booing, saying, excuse me, and stuff like that, and that's what we quite got. So John Cena just tries to scare off Vicky Guerrero, Dolph Ziggler, which eventually he did. And he talked about how Vicky and John Cena had this romantic makeout session, just typical stuff, because indeed he did kiss Vicky Guerrero, and all he did was lift Vicky Guerrero for the attitude adjustment, but he didn't nail it. So Vicky's claiming that he has an injury because she was lifted high in the air, so it made it look believable. So she said, they're gonna leave, and then John Cena said, did the chant "Go Pack Go" instead of "Nah Nah Nah Nah." So indeed they did left, and that's what we quite frankly got, which indeed was just eventually they left. They got down to business, which was a great, phenomenal, surprisingly huge odd build-up, but yep, indeed that's what we got. So CM Punk comes down to the ring, and then they have their match, which was another good match. Indeed, they faced each other again. So but apparently CM Punk and Cena actually just pull off a heck of a match. So, which indeed was just phenomenal. Oh, so that's what we got. CM Punk just, you know, it was a heck of an upper hand. But CM Punk was just very phenomenal. I mean, he looked great in the ring. John Cena, I think, looked great in the ring also. I mean, it's just surprising that people say, oh, Cena botches a lot. He doesn't really botch in the ring. The only time he botched was in the Raw Rumble when he, like, lifted his knee down to keep Sheamus up and lifted his leg. Like, you know, that's what I think personally. Woo! So, with John Cena had the upper hand. It actually looked phenomenal, even though he only performs like 5 moves. But I think they need to start building up moves to him, like the German suplex or the drop kick, which indeed did happen. Oh, and the bulldog. He actually can execute moves very well. I'm surprised to hear that John Cena can't wrestle. He can wrestle. He actually can perform very well. It's just his promos are very predictable, but you know, the one towards Vicky actually makes it a little more interesting, from my opinion, because Vicky Guerrero gets so much heat. I think Vicky Guerrero's with spicing up Cena's promos, personally, from my opinion. So a little bit later on in the match, we get a little cheap shot for what Cena did, and indeed he low-blowed CM Punk after repeatedly mount punches. I thought it was stupid that he would pull something like that, and then Jay Lawler to help him do the match. I have to say, I think Raw, you know, taken from Off the Ropes playbook, it was a C plus. It was a C plus. I mean, some good stuff happened on Raw, some stuff didn't, from my opinion. Divas match is actually surprisingly very good. R-Truth Mason Ryan was okay. Morrison and Miguel was good. Santino Del Rio was good, but the end was just slightly surprising. I thought we would get something different, but you know, it turned out very good because I'm a nice guy giving it a C plus, because the match was very good, but the ending was just ridiculous. So it turned out the tables turned on CM Punk, which wasn't the case. It was just very odd. The beginning was actually great too. So since Monday Night Raw is gonna be on Valentine's Day, I'm gonna be making that review with special and true love. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great night. It's the Red Dog Stream. Taking your stream. Subscribe to me. Leave your comments below. Please do so. It's the Red Dog Stream. I'm taking you to the